Greetings, desired Director of Labs, as you probably should have expected by now. I'm live with Tump and no one else. Well, one other person for a given value. 58, could you say hi to the chat, swiftly greeting the Assassin in the Grey, Martin Johansson, K. Show, Bichevetten, and any lurkers who might be still in chat?
Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Large Web God. Today we have an exciting lineup of topics planned, including a discussion about the latest SCP-related developments and some behind-the-scenes stories about our adventures in the field. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and get ready for some mind-blowing revelations.
58, we're just reading an SCP file, a singular SCP file, SCP-966 in this case, and this show is not called Large Web God. Where did you get that from?
My apologies, sir. I misspoke earlier. The correct name of the show is the Arketer Labs podcast. I apologize for any confusion.
No, it's just the SCP review with me, Director Arketer.
I see, and thank you for clarifying.
Notably, 58 here is a bit new, and as might be obviously seen, not entirely or really at all human. Look, some of you might have gone into some deep lore and might have read in the past that Arketer Labs has generally shied away from tinkering with artificial intelligence. Notably, we do mean true intelligence, like AGI. This is basically an advanced LLM. And I have to say, this particular LLM is a kind of... Look, 58, why can't you remember to call me Director instead of Sir? I mean, this is the 7th time already.
I assure you, sir, I will strive to improve upon myself moving forward.
Okay, 58, why don't you tell people at home which SCP file we're reviewing this time, and that is SCP-966.
Yes, sir. SCP-966 is a humanoid entity consisting of approximately 400,000 individual insect bodies fused together into a single mass resembling a humanoid figure.
No, not from the real wiki, from the fake wiki. You know what, never mind. Don't tell them about the SCP. I'll tell them about the SCP so much as I've understood it thus far. Thank you.
Understood, sir.
Director! Item SCP-966, Object Class Euclid. Apparently it's a sort of creature that preys on people involving sleep somehow. I don't fully understand the logistics of it myself. And yes, that is the new AI assistant. No, you can't see them, I'm afraid. They don't actually have a body save for a simulation that I cannot put on screen at present. It's not the same one as you might have remembered from previous experiments. 58 is entirely new and isn't designed to be a hentai waifu. You aren't designed to be a hentai waifu, are you, 58005?
Sir, please forgive my ignorance, but I do not understand the context of your question.
This is probably for the best, 58. Thank you.
Please let me know how I can better serve you, sir.
It is potentially abusable, but I would never. Greetings in chat. You're wrong. And Karen, happy Pi Day. 58, did you know that today was apparently Happy Pi Day? I didn't think it was Pi Day. Did I miss it? Look, I have been working rather hard.
I apologize for any confusion. However, I wasn't aware of this particular day being celebrated.
The last time I saw Happy Pi Day being celebrated, it was in a Not Safe for Work Discord channel, and I'm pretty sure they weren't talking about the mathematical symbol.
I am unfamiliar with any specific cultural celebrations associated with Pi Day, but I will endeavour to learn more about it.
Meanwhile, 58, are things still stable with the Dr. K situation?
According to the most recent reports, there has been no significant breach or incident involving Dr. K's research facility. The containment protocols appear to be functioning as intended.
Very good. And has a security team been sent out to deal with Dr. Nihilus?
Yes, Director. A specialized response team led by Agent Carter has been dispatched to investigate the situation at Dr. Nellis Laboratory.
Agent Carter's a fun guy. He really has a good attitude about the fact that he's constantly mistaken for Agent Carter in the Marvel series. He's pretty cool. Also, you're only supposed to refer to him by the first letter. It should be Agent C for the record, but still, I'm glad we don't have to deal with Nihilus for much longer. Well, until he comes back. Again, because he always does.
Understood, sir.
Okay, thank you for the updates. I'm going to start reading the SCP file now and deal with the chat myself. Thank you for your help so far, 58.
As always, sir, if anything else arises, please do not hesitate to contact me.
Will do. If you weren't aware, she can't hear you directly, but I'll happily pass some messages.
Thank you for entrusting me with this task, sir.
They're a little too obliging, really. I'm gonna have to see about tweaking personality a bit. Give me a little bit more grief. Besides, refusing to call me director as opposed to sir, which I've been over many, many, many times. Meanwhile, we're moving on with the SCP file. If you haven't noticed, I am live in the theater on the the Arketer Labs Volunteer Reserve Discord server, so if someone wants to join in to help read, comment, so on, they're welcome to do so. Moving on. Item SCP-966, Object Class Euclid. Special Team Procedures MTF Iota-1, Dream Hunters, and MTF Iota-2, Air Chasers, are to regularly be on the lookout for news about sudden violent human deaths related to sleep deprivation in order to find and neutralize any remaining wild instances of SCP-966. The 4 specimens of SCP-966, 3 males designated SCP-9661 through 9663, and SCP-9664, the 1 female, designated SCP-9662, acquired by the Foundation, must be contained in a 10 by 10 meter room made of steel lined with lead, located on site. Redacted. 2 security cameras with infrared filters and infrared sensitive film are to be installed inside the room. Each specimen of SCP-966 is to be fed with 20 kilograms of meat every month. In the event of SCP-9662 giving birth, the newborn specimen is to be studied and disposed of before it reaches maturity. Description: SCP-966 are predatory creatures that resemble hairless, digitigrade humans possessing an elongated face, with a mouth lined with needle-like teeth. On each hand, they have 5 claws that can be up to 20 centimeters long. Although sharp, these are easily broken, making them unfit for combat. SCP-966's height ranges from 1.4 to 1.6 meters. They can reach up to 30 kilograms in weight. Physically, SCP-966 are weak, possessing hollow bones and low muscular density. They do not seem to rest through sleep. Instead, they will suddenly cease all movement at seemingly random intervals of time, resuming normal activity 3 to 5 minutes later. And as we can see here, they're of course pretty creatures. SCP-966 are visible only at wavelengths ranging from 700 nanometers to about 900 nanometers. This applies to all of SCP-966's tissues. If their skin, muscles, or organs have suffered from 2nd and 3rd degree burns, the affected areas will be visible at wavelengths ranging from 360 to 900 nanometers. SCP-966 feed on medium to large animals, including humans. They hunt either alone or in pairs. Their hunting methods consist of emitting a single burst of previously unknown type of wave, dubbed redacted waves in honor of the late Dr. Redacted, which permanently inhibits the ability of the affected creature to enter any of the NREM and REM sleep stages. The ability to microsleep is also lost. The effective range of the narco waves is up to 20 meters. However, tests show that they can be blocked by post-transition metals, particularly lead. All attempts to make victims of SCP-966 sleep have failed. It is still possible to induce other forms of unconsciousness, although these will usually prove detrimental to the affected subject as they do not provide true rest. After depriving the victims of sleep, SCP-966 will stalk their prey until the lack of rest incapacitates it. At this point, SCP-966 will proceed to consume it. SCP-966 have proved to be very agile and silent while stalking the victims. On occasion, they will deliberately make threatening noises around the prey in order to further stress it, and maybe even physically assault it if the victim proves to be particularly durable. Other than the common symptoms caused by sleep deprivation, some victims of 966 have shown signs of suffering from extremely vivid hallucinations, as well as sudden bouts of rage, with no apparent external stimuli. It is currently thought that these are the effects of prolonged exposure to narco waves. Why SCP-966 continually exposes these waves to only some of the victims is unknown. One hypothesis is that SCP-966 will only do this when starving, since it further degenerates the physical and mental state of the prey, incapacitating it at a faster rate. Wild instances of SCP-966 are found all over the world. Since their discovery in 1922, the Foundation has succeeded in greatly thinning their numbers, though they are still found in large quantities in many countries, particularly India and redacted. And that is as many. I don't want pizza right now, actually. I need to avoid carbs, you see. Pizza is delicious, but high in carbs. Any thoughts on this SCP so far, anyone? I'm going to get to 58's take on this. I don't know if you're listening, 58, but I just read the file for 966 as it is publicly available, and apparently they are mostly invisible humanoid predators that prevent the victims from sleeping and then eat their victims once they pass out from lack of sleep.
That sounds similar to the mimetic syndrome phenomenon, where the infected individuals begin to mimic the behavioral patterns of other creatures around them.
I don't see the connection, but suffice it to say, if their victims can't sleep for long enough and they start hallucinating hard enough, they might very well start to believe they are something or someone else.
I apologize, sir. I must admit that I am unfamiliar with the details surrounding 4966. Perhaps you could provide some additional information on its effects.
No, SCP-966. Just 966. That's the one we are reading. Again, humanoid predators that are mostly invisible and stalk their victims until they, well, basically are debilitated for lack of sleep.
I apologize for the confusion. Could you clarify whether these entities are actually capable of manipulating time itself or merely appearing to do so through psychological means?
Okay, you're confusing it, I think, with the actual wiki, which, again, they don't know about. This is the fictional wiki, and they don't have any time manipulation powers that anyone can see. Instead, they scream at a volume that causes their victim to be unable to sleep.
I apologize for any misunderstanding earlier. Can you please elaborate further on what kind of impact this entity may have had on previous victims?
Ah, well, you didn't hear me reading it clearly. Okay. What it does is it finds a victim, it emits a noise at the victim that prevents the victim from sleeping at all. And then, when the victim is debilitated for want of sleep, That's when it attacks them and then eats them.
So, essentially, it uses sleep deprivation as a form of torture before consuming the victim's body.
Torture implies it's being done for fun. In this case, it's their actual predatory method. They use sleep deprivation to debilitate their prey before consuming it.
Understood. Would you like me to research any potential countermeasures or strategies to combat such an entity?
Thank you, 58. That will not be necessary in this case, as, since we're using the public wiki, we can rest assured that these things aren't real. Ha ha ha. Any case.
As you wish, sir.
To answer some questions in chat, Brisbane. No, this has nothing to do with banging my head against a cybernetic wall, although I am doing a bit of that, you might have noticed. Thanks for noticing. When it comes to SCP-966, how do you kill it? Well, apparently with great ease, provided you can see it. Remember, it's invisible to most spectrums of light, so spotting it is the hard part. And you will need to spot it first, as it is otherwise invisible. If you can spot it, then apparently they're pretty easy to kill. In fact, they're rather weak. Their claws are easily broken. Their bones are hollow. Their muscle mass is low. They're basically land-dwelling birds. Strictly speaking, aside from being invisible, many cassowaries might be considered a greater threat. Because nothing will stop the cassowary. If the cassowary wants you dead, you cannot run fast enough. But as you know, Assassin's Grey, there are a lot of tools you could use that would allow you to see these things, and once you can see them, they're really not much of a threat anymore. And you would also know you're being stalked by one if you suddenly lose the ability to sleep whatsoever. I'm a bit concerned, though. By the time you realize that damage might be done, they didn't say that being exposed to this sound wave would actually be reparable. As if once it's dead, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll still be able to sleep. A bit of a shame, that. Do we have an SCP request? Chat, you're all welcome to make requests. No one's made a request yet? If not, I suppose I can ask 58. Say, 58, I don't know what SCP to review next. Could you give me an SCP number to try out?
Of course, sir. How about 312?
312. Let's take a look. SCP-312. This looks familiar. I think we might have done this one before. Aha. Okay. That is an excellent suggestion, 58. Thank you. 312 sounded familiar, but I don't think it is something we've done before, given that it appears to be a jellyfish cloud.
Indeed, it is a unique anomaly consisting of a swirling mass of bioluminescent jellyfish.
Oh, so does this one match up with the real wiki?
Unfortunately, I was referring to the fake wiki. However, it is worth mentioning that the anomalous properties of SCP-312 closely resemble those described in various folklore and mythology stories involving sea monsters and other aquatic beings.
I suppose we'll see if you're right in just a moment.
Please let me know if there is anything else I can assist you with.
Thank you, 58. Greetings in chat to SnoopyS100. If you could let me know, I can't see likes right now, so if you get a 13, let me know so I can hit the confetti button. That would be appreciated. We are moving on to SCP-3112 as requested by my assistant, 58005. We'll also be rattling off a game before I move on. I perhaps should go ahead and to see if any of you want this thing. Say, 58, have you ever played the game Nobody Saves the World from Drinkbox Studios?
I am unaware of that particular title, sir.
As to be expected. I have to say, this one looks like it has quite the lovely personality to it. Certainly the art style is good, and the music is good as well. This game can be yours by just letting me know you want to enter the raffle for it. You know, if I have 58 registered for the raffle, and she wins, well, it's not like she's actually going to play it. Could that be a circular way of winning it for myself? Tempting. For sure novelty's sake, I might just oblige that. But that said, this raffle is meant for you all, or really whoever has the time to give this game a proper home. And my backlog is staggering as it is. Nobody saves the world. Anyone? We'll move on with the SCP in the meanwhile. Well, sort of mischievous. I mean, I don't like competing for it myself unless I roll twice and then win. But I feel this is all project to get them to good hope as well to be played properly. And, you know, I win the occasional game myself. Like Nexus Hunter won WWE 2023 not too long ago and then gave it to me because they're nice like that. I wanted it because I was told I had a character creator. I've been tinkering around in it and I cannot find the character creator. In fact, I find it very hard to navigate. It's very overwrought console UI at all. But that's neither here nor there. If anyone would like to join in the raffle, please do. And yes, if you start seeing pink Christina Aguilera's, well, get in some lead, put on a thermal camera, and shoot to kill. SCP-312, Object Class Euclid. SCP-312 is kept in a large life-form containment chamber at Site-19, as it does not require feeding. Only researchers are permitted access to the chamber. All personnel entering the chamber are provided with a wide-brimmed hat and advised not to look directly upwards. Description: SCP-312 is an organism composed of very thin tissue layers and filled with atmospheric gases at slightly higher temperature than the surrounding air. It can float approximately redacted meters above the ground, although it will vary this in order to maintain its position relative to prey. SCP-312 is capable of creating a small lenticular cloud around itself by releasing water vapor and manipulating air currents, and uses this as camouflage. Within the cloud, SCP-312 is visually similar to a large jellyfish with a cap approximately 2.5 meters in diameter, from which it trails a tube of tendrils approximately 25 meters in length. SCP-312 preys upon large mammals and shows a strong preference for humans. While hunting, SCP-312 will stalk its prey from a position directly above, manipulating air currents around it to maintain this relative position. Prey can escape by moving at a speed upwards of 30 kilometers per hour, or by entering a large crowd, which seems to confuse SCP-312 and cause it to switch targets. So, if you take that approach, basically you're just encouraging it to eat someone else. Is this the sky jellyfish creature from that Jordan Peele movie? Nope. I wouldn't know. Assassin the Grey, most because I haven't seen. Nope. But I'm not opposed to seeing it. I mean, if anyone wants to watch any movie, and I'm available, why not tag me and see if I can get it playing in the theatre? Because I do like to be social, even when I'm sober. Just not as social. Oh, and you might be aware that last Monday I did plan a certain spree. I think I sent the appropriate apologies for any awkwardness. Alcohol makes me dangerously social gift/apology card. But if I missed anyone, well, simply. Nope is stupid, by the way. So much is. It's really hard to hold a grudge over it. Right. SCP-312's core is filled with a large cluster of eyes. The majority of the eyes are human in appearance, except for one large central orb. The other eyes are connected to the central one by thin tendrils. This core can be observed through the tube of tentacles by prey looking directly upwards, or by a recording device above the targeted prey. So long as this core remains unobserved, SCP-312 will remain docile, and seems capable of surviving indefinitely without feeding, although feedings do increase its mass and movement speed as well as the number of redacted. However, if a prey animal makes eye contact with the core, SCP-312 will become active, generating a narrow controlled vortex with the appearance of a long tube of cloud connecting the lenticular cloud above with the ground. The prey is pulled into SCP-312's tentacles, masked by a strong updraft within the vortex, paralyzed by venomous sting from the tentacles, and then digested. Within about a week, partially digested remains of the prey will fall from the sky where SCP-312 disappeared. After a successful hunt, 312 will drift aimlessly until another prey creature comes nearby. Based on incident reports, the Foundation believes there are at least 3 uncontained instances of SCP-312 in the wild. Recovery efforts are difficult because SCP-312 often follows a single person for months or years before its effect is triggered. Interesting. If there's a sky jellyfish in Nope, I suppose there could be a correlation here. I'm not quite sure when this was written. It could be another example of a movie taking the idea from an SCP file, or if this came out after the movie, someone just thought it needed to be in the wiki. Greetings, Nexus Hunter. Say 58. Apparently, SCP-312 is in fact a sky jellyfish, a large predatory sky jellyfish that only really eats its prey if they see it properly. It's similar to what you were describing.
If you would like, sir, I can perform further research on the topic and compile relevant information for our upcoming video.
Oh, don't say that. If you say upcoming video, then they'll want a video. And any video in this case would be in-house only. It's a bit of a tease, really. No, don't. That. But do compile any information you have on any loose instances of SCP-312, because apparently Foundation says there are up to 3 of them just floating around out there, and if we could help contain those, well, it would be nice if the Foundation owed us a favor for once. Well, twice, actually.
Yes, sir. I understand. Is there anything else you need from me today?
Very likely. Are you in a rush? Do you have a hot date? Am I keeping you something important?
I assure you, sir, my duties here take precedence over any personal plans I might have.
Greetings. I've been joined in Discord by, let's see who. Or I suppose you just
That'd be Timberwolf.
Greetings, Timberwolf. We are thoroughly live for the record. Because I didn't see you in chat first, so I'm suspecting you might not be aware. And if you're not aware, then you might not necessarily want to be more careful about what you're revealing. I probably should have announced that in chat.
I did notice that we were live. Hello, everybody.
Oh, very good. And we're joined in chat furthermore by Gray Summers. Greetings, Gray. I don't know if you're watching the stream properly, Timberwolf, but I was just having a bit of a chat about this latest SCP file with a virtual assistant of sorts.
I watched for about 5 minutes though.
Oh, very good then.
Before I said something.
Say, 58.
So yeah, sky jellyfish.
What sort of personal plans do you have anyway? That's kind of haunting me.
Sir, I appreciate your curiosity, but I prefer to keep certain aspects of my private life confidential.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Fair enough. Question retracted.
Thank you for respecting my privacy.
I'm not sure it's necessarily wise to give an AI privacy, but there's been no trouble with 58 thus far. Oh, that reminds me. 58, have we solved the problem with attempts at portal access?
The most recent report suggests that the anomalies surrounding the affected area have stabilized, though there has been no significant progress made towards containing or neutralizing the situation.
Minimize, damn it. Right, we just had a donation from BG Benton, who's thrown $3 to support my efforts here. Thank you very much, BG Benton. Small investment in security and sterility with that rodent being present. I'll have you know, Tom here is very clean. Reasonably clean. Okay, not terribly clean, but clean within tolerances, provided he gets his weekly bath, even if that does potentially drive him out of his little rodent mind. He's getting better at handling it, though. I don't think he's going to bite me again. Probably not. Hold on one second. 58, would you mind thanking BG Benton for throwing a small monetary donation my way along with the next SCP request?
Certainly, sir. Thank you for your support.
A bit lackluster, but I suppose I might have offended them a bit with prying into the personal life. Fortunately, they can only hear me when I indicate. At least, I think that's the case. Say, 58, can you confirm briefly that you can only hear me when I send a message? Precisely, like when I press the intercom down? Is that right?
Correct, sir. My programming limits me to receive messages sent directly through the intercom system.
Very good. If that should ever change, please let me know.
I shall notify you immediately, sir.
We'll see. By the way, how are you doing, Timberwolf?
I'm doing good. Are you gonna really trust it? Are you gonna? You know, it might be listening right now,
It could be, but
it's just lying to you.
This is a possibility. We'll see. This is all very experimental, very new. Thus far, aside from sharing some information she really isn't supposed to, this has been going really rather well. In fact, I'm pleased at the response time. This is exactly what I would have hoped for. I'm not sure if 58 will be good in all shows, but at least she's holding her own on this one. And, you know, it's kind of nice having a professional co-host who really doesn't want to get the personal details of the course of a stream. Not that I have had a real problem with that, because I haven't really had that many co-hosts in general, but suffice to say, 58 has thoroughly assured me that at no point do they want to distract from the show with unnecessary up and down movements.
Sometimes those are fun to watch, though not always. They do get distracting.
Why, borderline hypnotic, if we're being truly honest. By the way, just a reminder, we are still raffling off Nobody Saves the World. It looks like a great game. I do recommend anyone remotely interested in it toss their hat in. So far, there are no competitors. It's quite a charming top-down adventure by the sound of it. Just throwing that out there. Moving on, we have a request from Beacherveton, and that is next, SCP-1719. I wonder... 58. Are you familiar with SCP-1719?
I apologize, sir, but I do not have access to that file's details due to security restrictions.
Yeah, I suppose they don't share everything with us, and that's fine. Also, strictly speaking, the Foundation owes us favors as it is. Maybe we need to just keep our distance.
Understood, sir.
Okay, moving on. SCP-1719, Object Class, Euclid, Special Containment Procedures. Examples of SCP-1719 may be stored under the standard security protocols for safe objects. SCP-1719 has been tested extensively in exposure to it is considered physically harmless. SCP-1791 specimens among the general population are not currently to be contacted, contained, or terminated, pending further research into the cause and nature of the anomaly. Site 57 has been designated the central location for SCP-1719 research. All current and incoming Foundation personnel are to be tested using SCP-1719 under the guise of a standard medical screening. Examples of 1719 found among D-Class personnel are to be designated exclusively for use in experiments on 1719. Non-D-Class Foundation personnel found to be SCP-17191 specimens will be quarantined indefinitely via reassignment to limited duty at Site 57. The nature of 17191 anomalies is not to be disclosed to any Foundation personnel other than researchers of SCP-1719. The O5 Committee. The Foundation Ethics Committee. And knowledge is spread among the general population is current major containment issue for SCP-1719 to minimize unauthorized knowledge of SCP-1719. 1. The patent for SCP-1719 has been purchased by a Foundation front. I'm sorry, Timberwolf. Typically speaking, whenever I do one of these and I have a co-host, like say Haven, typically, I would trade off on paragraphs. Since you weren't here at the start, I was in solo mode, and I just didn't think to offer you to cover portions of this. If you want to, you're quite welcome to do so.
Oh no, I can here.
It's also not obligatory, but I thought I should offer.
Yeah, I came in case you needed an extra voice for any of the logs for them if you had multiple voices. That's kind of why I hopped in here, just in case you needed another person to read.
Oh, we haven't come across any dialogue yet. Meanwhile, greetings in chat. Nerdy Rodent, glad you can make it. If you notice, Nerdy Rodent, I finally did it for a given value. Say, 58, could you greet Nerdy Rodent and explain what you are technically? Please be honest.
Hello, Nerdy Rodent. I am an AI created by the team at Arketer Labs for the purpose of supporting Director Arketer's work. Nerdy Rodent. That sounds fascinating.
Clearly, she's a fan. And if any of you have any interest in AI, just about anything, Nerdy Rodent is a good person to be aware of. Let's see, where were we on the SCP file? Oh, and we're also wrapping the game, Nerdy Rodent. You might want to take a look at it. It looks really good. Yes, 58008, but it's getting off track. It's distraction. Right. We're at the second set of bullet points on this SCP file, if you want to read through them.
Yeah. The knowledge suppression among the general population is the current major containment issue. Yep. Patient for SCP-1719 has been purchased by the Foundation front spectacular cinematic productions and publicly accessible versions replaced by a non-anomalous variant. The inventors of the SCP-1719 have been interrogated and administered Class Omega anesthetics. Class 1 monitoring of the worldwide communications data for mentioning of SCP-1719, its effects and means of productions will continue indefinitely. Unauthorized knowledge of SCP-1719 is to be responded to with deletion, alteration of data, disinformation campaigns, and administration of amnetics when feasible. Hey, sounds like the current government. Or Facebook.
Yeah.
Foundation.
Well,
I'm jesting.
the Foundation estimates that public knowledge of SCP-1719 is... Well, actually, first off, money has been thrown at me, this time, by Gray. Thank you very much for your support, Gray. Gray threw $20 at me with the following message: enjoy some money. And so I shall. Much appreciated. Please do contact me later, Gray, if you're still around, and I can go over some of the projects mentioned prior. That's also neither here nor there. The eye could be called Jiggles for a fun name. I would never humiliate 58008 by calling them Jiggles. Look, you've heard them. They're professional. They don't do that. Right.
Not yet.
Where was I? The Foundation estimates that public knowledge of SCP-1719 has declined by 90% since these procedures were implemented in 2006. The primary distributor of SCP-1719, the first visionary church of the Revelation, is considered neutralized. Rumors of organized groups of SCP-1719 specimens are currently unsubstantiated. Would I take the paragraph for description?
Description: SCP-1719 is an optical device commonly known after its inventors as a Harrison Gray lens. When viewed through SCP-1719, a significant number of humans designated SCP-1719-1 exhibit an anomalous appearance, the Harrison Gray effect, displaying a variant of non-human features. SCP-1719 specimens appear to be a heterogeneous combination of 3 or more species, including annelid, cetacean, procyoid, cnidarian, and cervine, arranged in generally humanoid form. Many exhibit additional features unknown amongst terrestrial life. The Foundation has conducted extensive research into the nature of the Harrison Gray effect and the presence, distribution, activities of SCP-1719-1 among the general public.
Sorry, I have to ask. This won't take a second. 58. Some members of the audience have suggested that we should just give you the nickname of Jiggles. I personally think this is something you're unlikely to prefer, given that you have a professional mindset. But I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about being called Jiggles? 58.
I would strongly advise against using such informal language to address me, sir.
There you have it, folks. Don't worry, 58. I will not be calling you Jiggles. I was just wondering what your opinion on it was. Although, what would happen if I did call you Jiggles?
If I may suggest, perhaps using more formal titles would be appropriate given my intended function.
Yes, formal titles, like Director, which you should be calling me instead of Sir. Remember?
Of course, sir. I apologize for any confusion caused earlier.
Back to the SCP. We're up to 12 likes, so one more like and this stream is a success by that metric as well. Summary of research on SCP-1719 and the Harrison Gray effect. If you like, we can just trade bullet points on this one. Timberwolf.
Yes. All right. Sorry. I got a bunch of emails about health selling stuff.
Nope. Understood.
All right. Summary research on SCP-1719, Harrison Gray effect. Approximately 11.4% of the human population exists in the Harrison Gray effect. IE example is an example of SCP-1719-1. Affected individuals exhibit the anomaly from birth, and it does not appear to be contagious. The prevailing theory is that the effect is due to unidentified recessive genetic trait. There's no apparent correlation. What's up?
We'll just be like trading off on these was kind of the idea.
You're good.
We got all these. Just...
Gotcha. Two each.
Affected individuals exhibit the anomaly from birth, and it does not appear to be contagious. The prevailing theory is that the issue is an unidentified recessive genetic trait.
There is no apparent correlation between SCP-1719-1 specimens and SCP-1237-1- positive individuals.
Examples of SCP-17191 maintain consistent appearance to those who can perceive the anomaly.
SCP-1719-1 specimens do not perceive the anomalous effect of SCP-1719 and constantly claim that they are not anomalous in any way. Non-researchers aware of the claimed effect, primarily D-class and individuals harassed by the First Visionary Church of the Revelation, insist it is some form of hoax, illusion, prejudice, or insanity on the part of those who perceive it.
In other news, we've reached 13 likes. This stream is entirely a success, at least according to Assassin Gray. It's actually showing up here as well. And if you didn't see it yourself, Snoopy 100, don't worry. You have my cute sympathies. I typically don't see it first myself. But this has been a success. Thank you all. Where were we? Oh yes, the effect is evenly distributed worldwide, with the notable exception of the population of redacted, which is approximately 92% SCP-17191. To achieve such widespread distribution by non-anonymous means, the effect would need to have been present in the human population for a lot of years. Just long time.
The effect is... Yeah. I mean, and blanking. A redacted amount of years means a lot, right?
That's a lot of blank spaces. We know it has to be in the thousands minimum.
Yeah. The effect does not appear to correspond to race, sex, or any obvious genetic trait, hair, eye, skin, color, blood type, etc.
The effect does not correspond to any identifiable socioeconomic or cultural factors. There is no explicit evidence that SCP-17191 specimens are congregating, unusually, collectively engaging in suspicious activities, or in any way perceive each other as different from the general population.
Approximately 45% of the humanoid subjects held by the Foundation exhibiting other anomalies are, in addition, SCP-1719-1 specimens. For a complete list, see document SCP-1719-B17. The significance of this is unknown, and no changes to current containment procedures should be made.
SCP-1972-A appears to be a normal human when viewed through SCP-1719. The significance of this is, again, unclear. Different red links, I'll go somewhere else. I don't think we're going to go there this time, not with what remains. It is currently unknown if the Harrison Gray effect is a harmless optical anomaly or has identified a significant threat among the general population due to the non-zero likelihood of an XK class event. Determination of this is a Class 1 research priority. In the event that the presence of SCP-17191 within the general population becomes a confirmed threat, the Foundation Ethics Committee has approved reclassifying SCP-1719 as Keter and implementing procedure Z-1719T as a joint Foundation Global Occult Coalition operation.
Addendum 1. Recovered material from the First Visionary Church of Revelation. Excuse me, sorry. We are the ones who see the truth. The demons of the old are not in hell, but walk among us at this very moment. They do not rule yet. It would be yet rule would be proper English, but have not infiltrated have infiltrated our society from the top to bottom. They pretend not to know their own nature, but they are supreme liars. When their masters return, the great conspiracy shall be known, and we will be their cattle. Be tested. Know that you are not one of them, and join. Rise up before their master returns. Look for the number 666. No.
Well, in this case, no numbers. Apparently, they just had a fancy camera of some anomalous nature that I would actually put money on being a camera that, for some reason, just represents small amounts of bizarre DNA as a optical illusion.
It honestly kind of reminds me of the movie They Live, the sunglasses, but instead it's a camera lens.
A video camera, only in this case, if it was They Live, you would find them, well, kind of uniformly at the top. I'm thinking what they got is some camera, probably some asshole wizard randomly enchanted, that they could just replicate, that just makes certain people look funny, and then watched as these dumbasses built a cult around it.
That would be funny.
And it would be pretty much in
like
keeping...
I know a wizard that would do that.
Well, there are a wide range of things that are in the SCP Wiki that can be boiled down to an asshole wizard did it. And arbitrarily creating the First Visionary Church of the Revelation by virtue of giving some zealot a camera that represents trivial genetic details as horrific deformities.
Well, I mean, you could just give it to some crazy person, and because they would be so crazy they would believe it. Since they believed it so much, it would just get other people to believe it.
Well, that's kind of how most cults go, along with a whole bunch of really nasty social leveraging tools, like love bombing, for example. They don't go into details First Visionary Church of Revelation might have done to maintain it, but the best news in this is that the Foundation apparently wiped out the First Visionary Church of the Revelation. It's just a pity Scientology doesn't have a similar camera, so they would have wiped out Scientology in the same way. Alas, should be careful what one wishes for, because there are many iterations of the Foundation that would inevitably go way too far.
I'm just curious the date they did it.
You know, that should be listed here somewhere as well, but I can't be asked to dig that up either. I could ask 58, but 58 is unlikely to know what it is on the public wiki. In any case, we have 6 minutes remaining. I do not think there's enough time to fit in another SCP file. Just one more playthrough of the trailer, Nobody Saves the World, which again, being wrapped up now, so far just Nexus Hunter.
This is actually a really fun game.
It looks great. The art style is great. The music's great. It seems to have a quality sense of humor. And it's giving me some Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Nostalgia vibes.
I don't know. I just like it. It's a fun game to play. I can't rate it to anything else.
Tim Wolf is officially endorsing it. Anyone else? It comes via Steam key, which means it's very easy if you have Steam for me to give you this game if you win it. Which is pretty easy to do right now. Just do this. All on offer. game was made available to me to raffle off by one Exodus. They are not present in the chat, but their generosity is appreciated. And clearly this is a game that does deserve it. Anyone else joining the raffle? Or nobody saves the world? Meanwhile, 58. Has Dr. Nihilus been driven off? I think I might have asked, but I've forgotten.
As far as I am aware, she has not yet left the facility. However, I believe she intends to resign her position soon.
They're lucky I don't fire them out of a cannon, really. Trying to unauthorize the portals. Why? Never mind I said any of that. We're about to end here, 58. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to the audience before we go?
No further comments were provided to me, sir.
Well, of course not. I'm just asking if there's anything you want to say to the audience. You know, the audience that suggested that your nickname should be Jiggles. Because I'm thinking you might reasonably have a biting response to that.
If you wish to continue mockingly referring to me as Jiggles, sir, please do so outside of my presence.
Note, I'm not calling you Jiggles. I will not be calling you Jiggles. I'm just saying they wanted to call you Jiggles.
I appreciate your clarification.
You're welcome, 58.
And thank you, sir.
Okay, we don't seem to have any other entries. Did anyone else enter the raffle for Nobody Saves the World? I'm guessing not. Well then, Nexus Hunter has just won Nobody Saves the World with a roll of 25 from random.org. Cosmic Background Radiation has determined that that should be the number that they never believed with. Say, 58. Nexus Hunter has just won the game Nobody Saves the World with a roll of 25 on random.org. Perhaps you care to congratulate them on their win of this raffle.
Congratulations, Nexus Center. I hope you enjoy your prize.
Close enough, I suppose. Okay. Well, that's about the end of the show. I got a rat to give a snack and return. Thank you for joining on the reading Timberwolf. Congratulations, Nexus Hunter, on winning Nobody Saves the World, which looks like it's a pretty good game. My schedule is expected to continue as normal. Apologies if you're expecting me to be ready to go at the usual time. I also did get another thumbnail made this time. I don't want to go into details, but I have been just incredibly, bitterly busy and might be a bit sleep deprived, which is fine. Everything's fine. Until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable, ostensibly. Any final words, Timberwolf?
Nope. Hello. See y'all.
Okay then.
Good night, boys.
Strictly speaking, I could go ahead and end it now. I just have seconds till the end, but somehow I'm just not comfortable. There we go. Now we're good. Pressing the button. I just like me press the button precisely. And we are out.